all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Cleveland, LeBron and Thompson are up front. Iman Shumpert is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Jones in at the 3 spot. Shots good from Young. The Cavaliers leading by 4.
You know, it's no secret that the Lakers were really terrible last year. There's no other way to say it. And everything that could have gone wrong actually did. Murphy's Law on full display.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Yes, Kevin, as you know, Nick Young re-signed with the Lakers this past summer and couldn't be happier. Said it was always his dream to be a Laker, in fact. He said, "This is home. I would love to finish off here as a Laker. My kids get to go to school and say, my dad is a Laker, and that's big. It's a big difference than being on any other team." Guys?
No doubt about that. Thank you, Doris. J.R. Smith's checked in for Iman Shumpert. The kick out to Bryant. Off target from three-point range. For a historical perspective on the Lakers, guys, last year was their worst season since they moved out to L.A. from Minnesota back in 1960.
And they vowed to get back, however, and I believe them. I mean, this isn't a franchise that has a history of being passive when it comes to improvement.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And if we see a few more of them, this game could be in danger of getting out of hand quickly.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. A platoon swap here for the Lakers. Lakers trail by 10. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Cleveland's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Here's LeBron. Oh,
Get it! Watch out now. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right. Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun. Well, last year LeBron mentioned that he was jealous of Durant's shot totals. Just an offhanded remark by him, but it did open up some speculation by what he meant.
And Young, here we go. Throws it up high. Irving with it. And Young picks him up defensively. Kicks it out to James. Here's Irving. Nice shot from the wing. Irving's got 9.
I like the way they've picked it up here offensively in the second.
Well, they've really caught fire. Their shooting percentage is in the high 50s now, so they're rolling.
Lakers trail by 16. On its way from Young for 2. Again, Young missing.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Lakers have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Kelly passes to Black. Young against Jones. Shots good from Young. The Cavaliers leading by 14. Outside Irving. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game.
What a great play to sacrifice his body and take the hit.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent awareness and anticipation to beat him to the spot there.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for LeBron. Miller comes in for James Jones. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Los Angeles. Clarkson comes in for Ryan Kelly. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. Young outside. To the paint. Here's Ellington. The Cavaliers pull it in. Thompson's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Well, you know, for the last couple of seasons, we've seen the Lakers really struggle with injuries to their star players, and it shed a less than flattering light on the team's bench depth. It's forced guys to step in for roles that perhaps they aren't quite ready to handle.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
That lead pass allowed him to get straight to the hoop without losing any momentum.
There's the bucket. Good. And some feel the Lakers, Steve, failed to really address their bench depth, whether in the draft or free agency.
Well, you know, generally they've had success with broad strokes. I mean, acquiring star players over the years. But with the new salary restrictions, it takes away a lot of the advantage that the Lakers have had over the years. So this may be a new era for this franchise in terms of team building.
Smith. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
Yeah, no question, Kevin. Great awareness and terrific finish.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Shumpert's checked in. The Lakers also making some changes. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Randall. Kobe comes in for Young. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Wayne Ellington.
Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
There's Miller with the 3. Out to Shumpert. Passes to Dellavedova. Lets it go with the 3. And there's Shumpert. That's good on the assist from Dellavedova. Lakers trail by 15. Clarkson kicks to Kobe. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Kobe's got 8.
Oh, the rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
Just 4 seconds left in the first half. Here's Clarkson. And again, Los Angeles with the triple. And so that brings the first half to a close. Cavaliers lead by 12. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well.
We watched a great quarter by Young. He's got 13 points and 1 steal as well. He's given them just what they would have hoped for today.
I think maybe even more.
So the Lakers 5 right now. They've got Hill. Clarkson is out there with Kobe. Then there's Davis. And it's Johnson in at the 3, the small forward.
Timofey Mozgov, 7'1", a shot blocker and rebounder. Still pretty foul-prone defensively, but he has really become an interior presence.
What a beautiful pass to set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
I would call it an irate finish even.
They grabbed their own miss. Pass to Clarkson. From downtown. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Clarkson's got 6 points. And Mozgov, offensively, can get you some nice second-chance buckets.
Yeah, and I like the fact, Kevin, that he's a decent roll man in the pick and roll, and he just knocked down the three-pointer on occasion. So, nice combination for that big guy.
And the Lakers call time here.
You know, LeBron has an interesting tradition during the playoffs. He turns his cell phone off, stops watching sports television, and instead he watches movies and reads books. Kind of sounds like a good life lesson for all of us.
Nick Young's checked in for Clarkson. Young's shot is off.
1 for 4 from the field since halftime. They're having a tough time getting it going here.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. And for LeBron, that tradition started a handful of seasons ago, Clark. Even catching reading books before games.
Well, you know, I've heard it said that all readers aren't leaders, but all leaders read. And LeBron James, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, autobiographies of Malcolm X, Jerry West, and even his friend Jay-Z, he has dedicated himself to expanding his knowledge. That's a good sign.
As you did. You are voracious reader.
I love to read. I've always loved to read. It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
And taken away by Johnson. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Yes, Kevin, Cavaliers head coach David Blatt, unknown here in the United States, but he spent the last 2 decades establishing himself as the premier coach in Europe. Last season, he led Maccabi Tel Aviv to an upset EuroLeague title. One GM described the team as, quote, outgunned at every position except coach. Kevin, it's been his dream to coach in the NBA.
And he consider him a genius-level coach. First, thanks. We'll see how he does. Off target from outside. The Cavaliers leading by 18. And the jam by J.R. Smith.
Solid work right there. And again, the field goal percentages. Look at the discrepancy between these two teams in the second half.
Well, you're right. We've got one team moving crisply to get good shots and the other team just a bit stagnant.
For 3, Kobe. That's good. Bryant got 11 points.
By the way this defense is playing out there, I mean, they might as well not be there. It's 5 straight wide open threes.
Yeah, and that's way too many. I mean, typically teams will get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open threes, but they just haven't figured it out yet.
Davis kicks to Johnson. The kick out to Young. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. The drive by Smith. And James throws it down.
I tell you, he's really carrying a lot of the load offensively, and that's almost always good news for them.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Well, Jordan Hill has battled injuries, but when he's played Clark, he's been pretty effective.
You know, Kevin, last season, around 20 minutes per game he played with the Lakers, and you could argue he should have been playing more. He was very productive in that time on the floor. He's more a banger than a spread four. He's not a great perimeter shooter. So the fit with their spread out system might have limited his playing time.
Here's Kobe. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Kobe's got 13. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Mike Miller's checked in for Cleveland. 1:49 left from the third quarter. Lakers trail by 17. Finished off the break.
Again, lackluster transition defense.
And, you know, 7 of the last 10 points, Steve, they've given up have been off the fast break. So it's pretty easy to see the problem. Now you got to do something to correct it. He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
Davis with it.